R&B.
Nice.
And then some metal, just depends too.
So what?
Some of them scream too much.
Some metal. I hate you.
Yeah, no.
You don't like screamo?
I do like Disturbed.
Oh yeah, that's
and
my favorite.
Korn.
Yeah.
And System of the Down.
You're in my era.
You don't like Static
You're in my
X?
era.
Yeah, I like some of Static X stuff. And then there's some more too, but like I like Evanescence, but she's like not necessarily in metal though.
Yeah. What was that genre called?
Evanescence?
Yeah, is that like pop rock?
I never really understood where they placed her because she wasn't all the way metal and she wasn't all the way rock, but I think they put her towards rock.
Yeah. I like that concept. I thought they nailed it. Just having like a lead woman, bomb ass singer, like she could sing her ass off, and like a full on like metal like band, and like merge that like opera type of sound. It kind of they kind of had some Queen, kind of like a Queen vibe.
Yeah, I like Queen too. There you go.
Yeah,
Queen
so people
really
who like
good.
Queen are gonna
You like Dream Theater?
I haven't heard of Dream Theater.
Yeah, I haven't either. What's that?
It's a dope band.
Is it like a newer generation?
Nah, a little older.
What are they called?
Dream Theater.
Dream. I'm looking them up right now. Oh, they popped up quick.
They're amazing.
I can only probably play this for a second before I gotta take it down, but that's it. YouTube was like, that's it.
Yeah,
that's all you're gonna.
I love
be allowed to play.
Though.
Is that because of like the
copyrights?
Copyright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they make like they go through a lot. Like they have this one song which is like it's forever long, but then they go through like so many different BPMs, and they like.
Is it this one?
It's so long. I don't remember. Like I was listening to him for a minute a while ago, just not recently.
That's what's up. Hey, welcome guys.
Hey,
we're up in this thing.
You up in this thing?
You know what I'm saying? And, oh man, I gotta go put that camera on. It's okay because we do things a little
on
bit,
the fly.
On the fly around here.
Yeah, we just get it done.
But I got the camera on y'all real quick. You can introduce yourselves while I set that up.
Well, I'm nobody. They don't know who I am, so I gotta let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is Earl Alexander. Oh wait, that's too professional. My name is Earl Alex, aka Cav Ticket. What I do is I do podcast hosting, I do interviews and all that stuff. Do hosting for Song Lab Live, and then I have my own podcast that'll be coming out in the beginning of 2023, January. Be on the lookout for it, the Earl Alex Podcast, and you already know that's me. Oh, also, 2023. I ain't been promoting it as much, but the music coming. So hey, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Who do I got to my left?
What's the name of your podcast?
Oh, my podcast is the Earl Alex Podcast.
Okay, and that's January 2023?
Yes.
And where is that going to be at?
That's going to be on YouTube, Spreaker, a couple of other places I'm looking to have it, but mainly, in all honesty, I'm going to be housing and archiving everything on my website.
What is Spreaker?
Spreaker is a platform that people can have their podcasts on, and Spreaker will also help you to push out your podcast to different, places where podcasts need to be.
Okay,
but it's a quick way of getting going. It's not like just having the audio and pushing it directly to Apple or directly to Spotify.
It helps you establish your audience better.
Yeah, and they have a full audience of their own, so they have their own community. So on their website, they have their own community of podcasters and people who listen to podcasts. So you can become a little more known on Spreaker alone versus even outside of that, and then carry your audience with you. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to use them for initial push. The same way I use Reverb Nation for my music right now.
Oh.
Where people listen to my music and do everything on Reverb Nation. I don't have it on my own website, but when I do, I'm going to, of course, be directing people from there to theirs. But it just gets awareness out.
Okay. What would your podcast be about?
Oh, my podcast is about interviewing people interviewing business professionals in different industries, and allowing them to kind of nerd out about what they do, but also give my listeners a good view into their industry and insightful knowledge on things that they'll need to know being consumers of what they have to offer.
Oh,
yeah.
See, there you go. Inside look.
Yeah.
January 2023.
Yep. 100%. And she facilitated that whole thing. I'm gonna let her come on as a host. She knew what to do. That was wonderful.
Hey, I'm back with the camera too. What?
Yeah.
So, introduce yourself. Who we have?
I am the lovely Jinnea. I'm mainly known for modeling, but I also do fundraising out in Arizona. So mainly Big Cats Energy is where everything like started, and that's because big cats are in danger of being extinct. So
like lions, tigers, jaguars, panthers.
Yeah, they're
Panthers are my favorite.
They're endangered in large mass amounts of numbers. For instance, tigers are 97% extinct.
Wow.
And people don't really talk about the big cats that much. And so I was, finding everything out. As I was finding everything out, I was like, what can I do to make a difference? Because a lot of people will say, you're just one person. You can't really do anything about it. It's such a big problem.
Can I ask you a question? So at what point do you say, like, maybe these species suck at surviving? Why we got to help them? Like, why we got to help them survive?
Well, I don't think they suck at surviving. I think humans suck.
Oh, so we compromise them. We put them in a bad.
Yeah, so they're not dying off because of just not being able to get their own food or catch it. Poaching is a problem, and deforestation is an even bigger problem.
Yeah.
Deforestation
is crazy.
You can solve both those problems if they train tigers to attack poachers.
How would you solve both of those problems?
No, for real. Like, put a couple of trained ones back in their environment, but they know how to attack back. Like, you don't fuck with them because they're gonna eat your ass for cutting on trees or poaching.
I know.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, big business wouldn't be with the. You stopping my woodworkers?
It'll be dangerous. Like, you have to be a woodworker / like tiger fighter person.
Yeah. You have to be a superhero.
I think in Africa, even they reported 120,000 lions 10 years ago, and now the reports are less than 20,000 now.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And the issue that they have with the lions is the poachers. It's like a game. If you can cut the head off of the male lion, and get it before it gets you, then it's like a trophy. And so the heads of the lions are the trophies for a lot of these poachers, and it's a game.
That's terrible.
And I mean, that's not like the only thing that's happening with them. They don't have, food like they used to, things like that. But that's why I developed Big Cats Energy. And then I also do another fundraiser that's like community fundraisers and stuff like that. I did a human trafficking fundraiser, and then I did one where it was a toy drive, and then another one that was for the homeless, and then this year it's another toy drive. So,
are you gonna hate me for saying that we need to do a remix to Big D Energy, but in relation to your brand and making an advertisement? Big Cats Energy.
Oh, Big Cats.
No, I wouldn't hate you.
All right, yeah, Big Cats Energy.
Awareness.
What is I don't know the name of the artist that does it.
That's the lamest
What's the artist
joke.
that? It wasn't a joke.
You trying to make a joke.
I just think that would be. You know how? Listen.
Yeah.
They flip songs. So I have a friend who did that for his video. We no bull pools. No bull pool guys. No bull pool guys. Look him up. That's my friend. He did a whole genuine thing. Whole little thing, but he did it about cleaning a pool, and it was dope. Everybody liked the commercial. It was sick. It got a bunch of views. I'm just saying that would kind of hit Big Cats Energy. Big Cats Energy. Come on, Big Cats Energy.
Nah, you could definitely be creative with the commercials. That's dope.
That'd be dope.
Up. I think that's a worthy cause, though. Trying to help out a species that we've been affecting their survival. Our human-made, our interactions with them of poaching them. I know they take like the bones and believe it gives you like a super.
That's
that's tiger bone.
Tigers. The tigers' bones. They believe.
It's like a Viagra or something.
it's like old school medicine. Yeah, they
Mhm.
believe that, but they also believe it can cure cancer and things like that. So they
Right.
grind up the bones of these
Mhm.
tigers, and they're putting it in tea and different various things. And I mean, it's just sad to think about, because you look
Yeah.
at lions and tigers as like an icon to so many different brands, yet you don't even realize
Mhm.
how endangered they are to not even being around anymore.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, I just kind of started thinking we need to do better, you know? So that's
Yeah.
how that all came about.
People prefer MGM Grand over the damn lion they're torturing to give you that roar.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Think about that next time you hear the roar. Okay?
Yeah.
They're going
for sure.
extinct, people, and you're just enjoying yourselves.
Yeah. No, it's wild. It is a wild situation. I do think it's going to be challenging because people have a rite of passage with fighting the lion or getting a lion head or whatever. Like, in some cultures, you got to go into the den and fight somebody, be like a gladiator or some shit. And they use like lions for that. So I don't know if it'll ever, for real, like, hey, you got to go fight this lion and get his head. And that's how you're a man.
Hey,
that's
young
how you're
Quale,
a man now.
Bring
And
me
then
that
over-
lion's nuts.
For
Like,
real.
hold up, cuz.
And then,
Whoa. That's how you train your boy? Shit.
but over the years, it's like you said, a culture thing where you have to be careful in how you protect them, because I guess back in their time this is what they did, but like you got to evolve at some point. The problem is how they evolved is like, well, I ain't just gonna go fight that damn lion, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, then like a lion's not walking around with a gun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of unfair at
Yeah.
that point.
We've evolved, and it's not a fair fight no more. Because I'm sure lions used to fuck us up. We probably got some lions used to be on our ass like, oh, free lunch.
They used to come back with their nuts.
Look at
in
this
their mouth,
slow
for
two-legged
real.
walker.
Hey, honestly, I really think it's a terrible thing that people have really moved away from a lot of the fights, and it becomes comical. So like, if you were to even say save the dolphins, you know what I mean? Like, that's a joke. It's not even like real life anymore. People don't even care. I think when I was young, I used to get all of the all these animal cards. And I had these animal magazines. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. The subscription to like National Geographic, and it came with these cards though.
And
It
they
came-
should have came with books too, right?
Cards and little books of the animal. I used to get all those, so I had like a bunch of cards, like flashcards of different animals and what they do and different things. And I had videos too. Somebody was getting videos from that stuff. That made animals like more of a thing in my world. My son doesn't get any of it. Like, that's not even a thing I see in homes anymore. It's like something you might find in a storage room, so even then, I think there is with more technology a separation from nature, of course, yeah. But the worst part about it is we are losing the connection between our animal world and like the fight that we had there. It's like it's no longer a thing. It's no longer important.
I think classifications really hurt us in ways we didn't quite grasp. Because when you start classifying animals and breaking them down, you feel at least connected to them, like you're different than them. But when you recognize there's like all life being from like the same source,
we're under the animal kingdom.
like we're still all animals, even the bacteria to the whatever. Then not having that classification there, you have a mutual respect for that thing existing.
Yeah.
But classifications are fun though, because I like looking at like the different animals that maybe look alike, but they're not under the same classification. Or two animals will breed and they'll make something different. Like kind of
a liger,
like donkeys. Ligers.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I would say a liger.
Ligers.
I've heard like a tiger and a lion had gotten mated and stuff, and I was like, that is interesting to look at. It.
Yeah.
You could see more of the tiger in it from the one I saw on YouTube, but then you can see the lion in there too. So
yeah. It reminds me
they're
of
both cats.
Napoleon Dynamite. That was the first time I heard of a liger. because he was like, "Gosh, what's that?"
I want to add one to the mix. I don't know if it exists. The snangaroo.
Snangaroo. What's that? Like
What's
a snake
that?
and a kangaroo?
There you go.
A snake,
Okay.
Right
Yeah.
there.
So I feel like once you start doing shit like that, you're like Dr. Monroe or what that nigga on the island.
I know.
Remember he was experimenting with splicing different species together, and he created some angry humanoid people.
Yeah.
And they like
They went under the
they
island
couldn't-
and like
they couldn't control their like animal side, but they're people, so they would get really pissed and get animal like.
that's how you had the Planet of the Apes.
No, man, that's not how that happened. You gotta go watch that again.
So how would that work though? Because a snake isn't considered an animal and a kangaroo is. So
Hold up, a snake isn't considered.
Snakes are animals,
Snakes are
for sure.
animals? Yeah, they're just under the reptile.
Yeah.
it's a reptile though. They're from
Mhm.
eggs, and kangaroos there's a whole birthing process. So how
Yeah,
would you make a
within that
snaggaroo?
pouch.
You would have to
that
find
kangaroo got snuggled up in that pouch. Got a little frisky in there. He was feeling himself.
You would
He like straightened himself all the way out, and it was a female kangaroo.
for real. You would put it together in a petri dish. They would add some type of amino acids to it to try to take away things and add
You
things.
dissected this.
Hell yeah.
No,
he
this
has
is-
a
Are
petri
you
dish.
do you
He
have
has a
some
petri dish at
humanoids
home.
in this? They're like a secret.
Is there another area in Song Lab
He
where
said
we
you fold the
experiment?
carbon amino
Yeah.
acid.
We're working on creating
like,
the
whoa.
perfect artist.
Okay.
the perfect artist.
Yeah, we're
It's
putting it
being
together.
created here
We're
in the
splicing.
lab. That's what's up. So, tell us a lot about you, what you do, maybe what you do professionally, because you have a logo. And
Yes,
so
I do.
what's the name of your company, and what do you do?
It's TLJ TheLovelyJinnea. I actually started it basically just to help one of my friends who is an artist, and
Like a music artist or a drawer?
yeah,
or-
she's a music artist, a rapper. I don't know if she's even really doing music anymore.
Mhm.
But she needed merch made, and I bought all the stuff and just started making merch for her.
Oh, that's the
And
homie.
then I was like, maybe I should just have a logo and then just like do this for everybody. But yeah, that was too much, so I stopped doing the merch thing. But I kept the logo, and then I was modeling at the time too, so I was like, I'll just move this logo over to the modeling stuff.
Mhm.
Since I'd have people ask me, even though I never thought it mattered, but I'd have people ask me, you know, like, why don't you have merch or whatever for yourself? And I would have like the Lovely Janaea like shirts and stuff for like girls that would work my fundraising events
Yeah.
and things like that. They would wear like, you know, Big Cat's Energy, and then it'll have like the Lovely Janaea on it somewhere. And
Now you're about to get a theme.
yeah, that seriously, I want to hear
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm
I
so
wanna hear
serious.
that.
We need a remix.
I want to hear
song.
that theme song. But so then I just moved the logo over, and then I was like, it'd even be more cool if it was like kind of like cartoon like.
Yeah.
So then I had it like recreated again as like a cartoon.
Mhm.
So
I like that. Yeah, that's a dope logo.
And now
It's very
everybody,
distinct.
everybody's on your vibe right now, trying to get the cartoon.
oh yeah, I
faces,
saw
logos,
that.
and-
With the AI art?
Yeah.
That type
Well,
of
no,
stuff?
no, just cartoon people.
Yeah, I
now.
saw like a lot of like what app did they use? But yeah, like what you said, the AI thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of like people, like so many different like photos.
Yeah.
Do you upload a photo in there or something, and then it turns
Mhm.
it into a
Mhm.
character?
It sends it
Yeah.
to China, and over there they have their doctors. They actually grow like a whole version of what the picture looks like of you, and then they like upload the consciousness into the computer, and they send you back an image. It's fairly quick, or at least that's what I think and
What?
have been told.
Yeah, I was like, you would.
I'm
I
sorry,
would
I
hope
don't
not.
own any petri dishes.
What? Let me tell you.
tell her what
China
happened.
China sends me the information so I can use it in my lab.
to grow. Oh, so you're the guy with the petri dishes.
No, I'm just saying.
He's trying to.
I'm just saying.
Recreate what you're
people
saying.
from your pictures.
No. This is what I'm saying. You're not the first Earl.
Oh shit! I'm having a Neo moment.
You're not the first Earl.
I've been grown before. This is the third iteration. Shut the fuck up before we cancel you. Literally. No. Yeah. No. What really happens is, yeah, you're right. You have AI. You have machine learning. So machine learning, what that does is that mimics the brain in ways that the brain may learn, or you have different nodes, and those nodes interact with each other, and you use machine learning to facilitate the AI process. Machine learning is normally used to like compare photos and see if it's like, is this a car? Is this a duck or what? And you have a test in the background that's able to verify, but it's like going against itself. So you have like two versions of itself trying to get better. So then it always gets better. So it's like, it's really dope the way that works. But when
Isn't
you add that
freaky though? Like,
a little bit. I mean, the mathematics, everything it's really just it's normal actually.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant, but it's.
But what if they get too smart? They're like, F these humans.
Well, the thing is,
we still tell it what to do.
Yeah,
it's not gonna just do what it wants. We tell it what, and it is like a lot of servers and computers that talk to each other
and finite code.
Yeah,
like people think that it's gonna start coding itself. That's not what it's being created to do. So, like, if I create a machine learning program that is meant to upload pictures and then verify what picture is what based on the amount of pictures it has, and if I give it false positives and regular positives, it's only going to do that. It's not going to create a whole nother block of code and now start to hack the internet.
Oh, okay.
So that's how programming works. It's all within the confines of that software, and you can have mutable or changeable code. You can have code that changes itself or creates new code. Because in a computer, I can program a computer to make a document and then have that document contain whatever code I want it to do, but it'll still only be on the confines of what I want it to do. So until you have somebody who wants to go nuts enough to say, let's change all this shit up, and let's not only use machine learning, let's use everything, because AI is separate from machine learning, but machine learning is normally how AI learns and becomes better. It's an aspect of it, and that's why I keep bouncing back and forth. And I'm saying they use machine learning in the comparison of the pictures that you upload in the app that gives you your AI like generated picture. But the AI generation is a combination of a bunch of different processes. It uses machine learning to get better and smarter, but it uses a bunch of different, like, kind of like different, I guess, software parts to create this kind of, artificial intelligence, so to say. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's amazing. I think, in my opinion, I'm not afraid of AI, but I'm very concerned with what we can do to harm people using that tool. So meaning like, say you program something to help humans, maybe it decides, well, the best way to help humans is to kill all lions. Yeah. You know what I mean? It has an autonomous process where it can decide what it wants to do it to run its job. And then also people that are just purely bad actors who are like, okay, I'm gonna program all the drones to hit this location, and I'm gonna have this AI program just tapping in networks. That's his only job. Take over drone networks, and it's efficient. And that will be frightening because that can happen. So,
so you saw where I was going with it, though. That it can be intimidating with how like smart it is and everything.
Or how humans will use it. That's my concern.
Yeah, it's never the program or the software or even the machine. It's always the person behind it. And that's the thing. And so the fear of AI is actually a fear of ourselves. Because think about it like this. All we've ever done was made movies about AI that shows destruction. But if we were to really make...
Like iRobot? Is that the thing?
iRobot or Terminator or, because Skynet and all that.
Keep going, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
There was like another movie where it was like a girl robot and she was taught, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure if I explain it enough.
Ex Machina.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and she got pissed.
Yep.
And then...
Because they had her trapped.
Yeah, and then like she decided to kill the person that was like keeping her trapped. So... I would feel like she evolved from AI, right, to like feel more human.
Well, and that's the thing. you could say she evolved from AI to feel more human. From our perspective, she would feel more human, or she adapted our characteristics to be more believable. It's not necessarily that she is more human. She's still just the program or whatever she's been programmed to be. She can now bring in parts of us from observation. So
that's what happened in Ex Machina.
Mhm.
Machina. She was observing how we interacted. I forget how she figured out she wasn't where she was supposed to be, or she was trapped in some type of way.
Well, she was in this room where she could not leave. And he was continually updating her and doing things, but she was still conscious of her situation. And when you have anything that can grow to become more, and you put that in a confinement, you're going to experience oppression at some point. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you can't, if the goldfish only grows to the size of the fishbowl, but if the goldfish knows the fishbowl is imaginary and it can grow larger, it's going to reach the edge of the fishbowl at some point. Say, hey, I need to get larger. So, I mean, that's with anything. That's what it is programmed to do. So he fucked up in his code. That's what I would say. You don't build that into the thing.
Yeah.
Or its main operative is now not in your best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's still on you to define. Like,
it's on you to define, but you made a mistake somewhere.
You made the mistake. The creator, yes.
Yeah. You made the mistake.
So you have to be super detailed when you're making this code.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in science, I'm pretty sure all you guys did this, where they made you do a super detailed project of like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich from start to finish. Have you guys ever done that?
No, I had to do that in programming.
So, yeah, where they're like, I got that thing wrong so many times, because even though I know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it was the stupid stuff. Like, first you have to take the twist tie off the bread bag. Then you have to get the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the knife located? Where was the bread located?
That is coding. That's programming.
That's programming.
So
yeah.
In our science class in like 7th grade, they were teaching us this, and I was like, this is a lot for doing this one thing.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying with Ex Machina, he messed up on the programming of her because he forgot details, or he put details in there without defining them. What you're saying.
Either not having the safeguards in there the correct way, or okay, so it was crazy. I read this article about machine learning that showed that, hey, how you doing? I read this article about machine learning that talked about how some machine learning programs became racist. And how did it find out that this machine learning program became racist? Like, that was just the title, right? The tagline. So it's like, you're going to read that.
Oh, yeah.
And I read that shit.
I
read that shit. The whole thing is, it wasn't that it was becoming racist. What it was doing was it was told to identify marriage photos, right? So married couples in photos. That's what it was told to identify. Married couples in photos. Is that inherently racist? No. But
no, it's not.
Now when you add in the data, so you have two sets of data that you add. You add in your positives and you add in your false positives. And then behind there, you have associated with each one the truth of if it's true or false, right? You have two programs running. One is presenting options, trying to trick the other, and the other is trying to get it right the whole time. So one is picking from the positives and false positives and at random, those two sets of data, and it's presenting that to the other side that's saying, this is a marriage photo, or no, this is a car. Fuck. This is a... Yeah. So that's machine learning. It's trying to figure out, it's fighting each other. And as it gets more positives, oh, I'm right. This was a married picture photo. Cool. Well, how could you get racism from that if you just added random pictures, random photos of married couples? how many more married white couple photos did they add than any other race? Now, it wasn't like nobody did, but when somebody noticed that, they called them out on it. Whole big, right? Within the campus for the program. Because it kept identifying these white married couples as married couples, and it would keep false positives of the black married couples. It kept making that mistake, but that's because of the data set. The data set inherently was biased. So then you have to account for that. There's so much that you can't just say it's black and white. You have to, like, you can have a rule, a directive that's very clear, but it can turn out even the environment or the things at which are around that.
Racist as fuck,
See,
bro.
see,
Racist ass computer.
That's what I was feeling when I read the article till I got to the middle.
So the people who developed that program,
Yeah.
from that tagline that you said, they were not detailed enough on how that computer was supposed to read the married couples. So it was mainly reading like false positives on white people that were couples, and then not, black people that were couples and married.
No, it started identifying white married couples as the married couple because there were so many of them.
Okay.
Just because there were so many of them. That was it. It was just the data set wasn't unbiased.
Oh, okay.
So because the program did what it was supposed to do. But now, since it sees, if you go through 100, and this is what I had to explain to my son, like if I see you 5 days out of the week and 2 of those days something happens that's weird, then I'm gonna probably throw it off like, oh, that was weird. That's only 2 out of the 5 days I see you. But if I only see you 2 days out of the week and both of those days something's weird, then I'm gonna be like, man, you weird.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because those are the only 2 times I've seen you. You get what I'm saying? So it's a smaller set for me to choose from.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking about data sets that we're trying to pull information from, it now matters the biases in those data sets, or if it's representative of the world at which we're living in. Because if not, you're gonna come out with false data, even with the correct program. That's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't like the program was racist. Wasn't like nobody could have known until they input the data. And what do we have to choose from?
Yeah, and that's
just normal marriage couple photos.
And that's like the beauty of trial and error, is like you're not going to know how things are going to go unless you run the program, and then there you go. So
we need to start AI tomorrow and see if it's going to ruin the world. And there we go.
What?
We're going to start with
I'm not a part of this, people.
Oh, I was going to flip the switch. I was going to tell you, it's going, as soon as it hooks up, it's Ultron. You know what I mean?
Yo, just like magic right now, we got another guest pulled up with us right here. Amanda's Authenticity.
In the building.
Authentically, yeah.
Introduce yourselves.
What's up, everybody? This is Amanda from Amanda's Authenticity. And I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, but I am here to keep it authentic. Because that's what I do. That's what I does.
That's what you do.
She did it.
I don't know what's going on.
She does it. I was talking about AI.
Hey, stop trying to put it in my mouth all the time.
It's drooping. It's drooping.
This is a family show.
but
far from it.
But in all honesty, nobody has to worry about AI. What anybody should worry about is general AI or general artificial intelligence. That's because we all have general knowledge. AI is saying, I have artificial intelligence on one specific thing. I can do that thing. General artificial intelligence means I can do that thing and I can learn to do other things. I can do everything. Oh no. That's the singularity point. Once we create, and we haven't created that yet. So we're all good.
Well, I hope we don't create that. I'm okay with it just not being created, because.
What if that's our job as like people, is to help create it?
So you want to make the Matrix?
Well, you think like if you can create some type of space bearing people, they're going to have to use technology at its highest level. Mm-hmm. It's like in Star Trek when they go into the virtual room. You remember that virtual room where like it's like a 1820 Western bar, but they're still in a spaceship. So that's like high automation and AI running that program, like learning how to interact and talk with you and respond and do stuff. Like Westworld, it's like stuff like that. Like if you want to create those type of things, you might need them to do the grunt work, like the most dangerous work. We should be having like maybe some type of sentient being that's programmed for that, kind of like a drone. You know, drones get programmed. Bees are drones. They have a program to go do something.
And they have a hive mind in a little.
Are you talking about like bees, like the insects?
Yeah. Bees are drones.
You mean like our drones are made to act like bees?
No. Well, you have worker or what you could call drone bees, worker bees, and then you have the queen, and you have the males, which are just there to be.
Sounds a lot like.
Yeah, it's so terrible. Oh god.
Insects, man. What is that about?
Yeah, it's just terrible.
What the fuck is up with insects?
But again, even with what you're talking about as far as the drones and all of that, I really had a comment on that, but I'm gonna bypass because I really feel like what I was gonna say, it almost doesn't fit if we look into the beat. So.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
No, I didn't even say anything. So let's just move to the next one.
It's still lit, bro.
How's it lit? I literally said nothing. I said that I'm gonna say
it's
nothing.
lit that you said nothing.
Okay.
No. Check it out. We're here. We're all together because we have like a noble thing we're doing. I feel it's noble, like trying to help out the children's and the mothers. We got a family that's a mother with 7 to 8 year old boys that we've adopted collectively to help them have a great holiday. You can call it Christmas if you want. I ain't a hater. You can call it Christmas just because I don't personally. Doesn't mean I won't acknowledge what other people having their traditions and stuff. But it's going well. Like you just dropped off some gifts. Janae?
Yeah.
Okay, I keep thinking I'm gonna say the lovely Janae. Do I gotta say the whole thing every time?
No, you don't. Janaea is my legal name. I just try not to use it.
Oh, okay.
The lovely Janaea.
Yeah, for sure. My legal name is Ruben, if that helps. I like telling people my legal name as well because like I think it helps relax people. You can't be all scammy and stuff with your legal name out there. So
yeah, it's more than out there at this point.
Yeah.
I can't sound threatening with my name.
I can't either. Amanda.
Yeah, it's Earl.
Yeah,
that's a typical white girl name, Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda.
And I had Amanda show, all of that good stuff.
Amanda,
but I kind of don't respect, like, what I came across is like males that either from the streets or get incarcerated and they come out and they be like, yeah, I'm big dog. Like,
oh, and they were like Stacy before they went in, and now
now they big dog, L dog.
Stacy came back as big dog,
and so I'm just like when I first meet somebody, I understand how the streets work, but when you 40 years old and you're talking about my name is Big Dog, that's not what your mama named you. So what's your name? Like you don't have to give me your full government. I don't want you to say my name is Stacy or like, Stevenson.
Call me XL Woof Woof.
But yeah, like I think it's corny, especially being an adult, a grown person, to be like my name is A Dog. Like, what's the
difference between that and being called Fleek?
Yeah,
I mean, you're choosing to use Fleek.
I didn't choose to use it. People start calling me that.
When I first met you, you introduced yourself as Fleek.
Because
then when you got comfortable, he said, "My name is Ruben."
I said my name is Ruben, and people call me Fleek. That's what I tell everybody. I tell them my name is
your
Ruben.
Facebook name is Fleek.
It is Fleek.
Period.
I changed it to promote my business.
Yeah, I think it depends what you want to be known as. If there's a reason to not use your government name. Yeah. Like I do have like a Facebook that's private that I put my kids on, and I had to do that because I have over 5,000 people on my other Facebook, and I don't really necessarily know all of them and stuff like that. And I post photos of my kids and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to have to go to another Facebook to still post all the stuff I do with my kids And obviously my main Facebook that has over 5,000 people on it still is my government name. But I started with my modeling stuff, moving it all to the Lovely Jinnea, because I don't want people to just, I mean, they already know by now it's Jinnea Bar, but I try to like separate the two as it continued to grow. So there's Jinnea Bar, that's like the personal stuff, and like when I meet people, it's Jinnea. But then with the modeling stuff, like it's different.
Hold up, wait. You're both models. What's that about? You guys both do. Now, for real, y'all get in front of the photographer, hit the angles, hit the poses. What's that experience like out here being a model?
For me, it's been, I mean, no, not to throw shade at you, but I'm bigger than you. So, like, not bigger like fan base, but like bigger, like fatter.
Got it.
It's curved. It's called curvy.
I'm fatter.
It's curvy. Don't say that.
So
she's curvy.
So I came from a different world. I came from being considered big my whole life, fat or whatever. And I tell people all the time, it's crazy. It's crazier for me because I was actually smaller. Like I got bigger as I had my child. But in high school, I was like probably like 60 pounds less than I am now, and I was considered fat. And now my DMs is like blown up, and it just blows my mind. Mm-hmm. But it's rewarding being in the model industry for us bigger women, because it's just one of those things that it motivates bigger women to take pride in themselves and in their bodies, and not always say I'm fat or people call me fat. It's kind of a way of like, who cares what, I mean, Earl says it all the time, who cares what so everybody's always going to have an opinion. Someone is always going to disagree with you or have an opinion. So I found it as a rewarding experience to love and embrace myself and say, fuck what everybody else has to say. They can either like it, love it, hate it, whatever.
Yeah,
but I love it. And I have a daughter too. So it just shows my daughter, like, I mean, Fleek even took some photos of my daughter when we had the women's appreciation event. And he didn't tell her how to pose. I didn't tell her to pose. She was like, okay, so it's giving her, it's uplifting her as well. Like, okay, no one's putting me down. I can model too, and I'm 4 years old,
Mm-hmm. So